Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Abby Jackson.
And I'm David K. Jones. Thanks for joining us. Spring has officially sprung and rain has arrived. Today marked the first shower of the season as over 3/4 of an inch fell. With several students set to leave town this Easter for this weekend, Natalie Jones is here to tell us whether or not they should be expecting rain in their travels.
Thanks, guys. Well, it looks like there will be rain as of right now. And the current temperature is 56 degrees. As you can see, we just got out of some rainstorms right here, right behind me. But we will have a tiny strip that will happen later on tonight. As you can see, all the storms are moving north up towards the Cleveland area. And the strip will continue on throughout all the way down to the Louisiana, Georgia area as well, where there's more severe thunderstorms. As for a look at this weekend, we will cool down briefly tomorrow, but we will have mostly sunny skies tomorrow and Saturday as well, with a chance of showers for your Easter Sunday. We'll have more information on this later on.
One international student will be spending this holiday weekend celebrating Easter a little differently than what she's used to. NewsLink Indiana's Seth Beiswinger has the story.
Horror for the families of 144 passengers and 6 crew members on board the Germanwings flight from Barcelona to Dusseldorf, Germany.
The airliner then...
2 and other exchange students will be spending this holiday weekend with the friendship families, which they are matched with at the beginning of the year.
Easter is this weekend, and that means families will gather for celebratory dinner. And some people might like to buy the centerpiece of the meal locally.
The number of people buying local has gone up in the last few years, and Lahode Meats is no different. But what makes them stand out from the rest?
There are 2 things, quality of the meat and the service. Meat that I sell is a branded meat. So it's the top 8% of all cattle slaughtered or pork slaughtered. So you can't buy any better meat.
What do the customers think of buying local? So just where do Lahode Meats come from?
It comes from Nebraska. Pork comes from Iowa. Lamb and veal come from Wisconsin. And our smoked meats, hams, come from Missouri. Smoked pork chops and bacon come from Delphi, Indiana. And smoked pork loins from Delphi, Indiana.
More than $14 billion on average is spent on Easter every year.
In Indiana, most of us are drivers, and that means making a trip to the BMV. Dan Hahn is reporting on the new bill that Governor Pence signed today.
Going to the BMV can be quite a challenge. You deal with the lines, extra fees, and registrations. Governor Pence signed a bill today that should help ease your pain and make dealing with the BMV a little easier. The changes in the bill include a reduction in registration fees, a process to registration vehicles, no tax increases, and no motorcycle license renewals. The bill eliminates 163 fees that Hoosiers have had to pay in the past, making trips quicker and more efficient. Construction worker Wade Buck says how the BMV is quicker than what it used to be.
It's been a few years back before they redesigned their system. You used to have to bring a newspaper or a book or something to occupy yourself because it seemed like you was going to be in there for an hour or 2, but in the last few years, I haven't had any experience like that. It seems like the people were really nice and help you as much as they can.
How much time did you...
Changes from the bill will be put in effect immediately. In Muncie, Dan Hahn, NewsLink, Indiana.
Governor Mike Pence signed a bill this evening that will tighten abortion laws in Indiana. Women won't be able to choose to get an abortion if a fetus has Down syndrome or some other medical conditions. It also says that miscarried fetuses have to be cremated or interred. Some women in the Republican Party believe this bill has went too far. They fear it restricts women's rights. Pence defends his positions by saying the bill is affirming the value of human lives.
New developments today in the Brussels terrorist attack investigation. Authorities now believe there were more attackers in on the bombings than originally thought. Steve Nance has more.
Belgian authorities now think there were 5 men involved in Tuesday's attacks in Brussels that killed 31 people and injured 330. 3 at Brussels' Eventem Airport: ISIS bombmaker Najim Lashrawi, Ibrahim el-Bakrawi, and an unidentified third man who they believe is on the run. And 2 at the Malbec metro station: Khalid al-Bakrawi and another unidentified man. Belgian media say surveillance video from the Malbec metro station shows a man holding a large bag at the station, but no one knows whether or not he survived the blast. Belgium's interior minister offered to resign Thursday, saying one of the terrorists, Ibrahim el-Bakrawi, was detained last year in Turkey before he was deported to Europe, where he was set free. Bakrawi was actually sentenced to 9 years in prison by a Brussels court in 2010 for opening fire on police officers after a robbery. Suffice it to say, he didn't serve much of the time.
People ask, how is it possible that someone was released early, and we missed a chance when he was in Turkey to detain him? I offered my resignation to the Prime Minister. He this morning asked me to stay explicitly given the situation and the conditions we're in.
Meanwhile, Paris attack suspect Salah Abdeslam, who is also suspected of being involved in the planning and setup for the Brussels attack, is no longer cooperating with Belgian police. Abdeslam's lawyer says he wants to be extradited to France as soon as possible.
I think his explanation, he has to give them there and not in Belgium.
In Washington, I'm Steve Nannis.
Belgian authorities have lowered the terror threat level 1 notch, but say the situation is exceptional and grave, and that another attack is likely and possible. And when NewsLink Indiana returns, as prom season approaches, there's a way to get the perfect dress without a ton of stress and save money.
And remember VHS tapes? Well, one man forgot, and now he's paying the price.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Here at Muncie Fieldhouse, some package rolls and then it goes.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. High school students are preparing for one of the biggest events of the school year. NewsLink Indiana's Elena J. Halsey is live in Muncie with more.
Next Saturday, Muncie Central High School will kick off the 2016 prom season here at the Muncie Fieldhouse.
Spring has officially begun, but there's another season about to start.
Yeah, it's next week, so next weekend. April 2nd? Yes. I could visit that one.
Prom season has high school students searching for the perfect dress. Ready to wear owner Beth Scheidler helps girls dance the night away in style.
I sew, I create, I sell dresses.
This is a prom dress. This is going to Wapahani's prom.
She likes that. Okay. No problem.
But the costs can add up quickly.
We offer consigned dresses, which are used sometimes, and there's other dresses in here that aren't used, but they're from other stores that have consigned them.
I told me to do it straight, and I have done straight before. Don't worry, I've done it before.
Now, cosmetology schools offer a less expensive option for formal hairstyling and manicures, and also the Attic Windows thrift stores by Muncie Missions also says they have inexpensive prom dresses. Now, if you're also looking to cut corners, you can skip out of the limo. There'll be plenty of limos lining up right here on Saturday. Live in Muncie, Elena J. Halsey, NewsLink, Indiana.
Local proms begin next Saturday and continue weekly into May.
A North Carolina man was arrested after he didn't return a VHS tape from 14 years ago. James Myers was driving his daughter to school when a police officer pulled him over for a broken taillight. The officer told Myers there was a warrant out for his arrest for not returning the movie Freddy Got Fingered in 2002. The officer said Myers could take his daughter to school, but had to turn himself in later that day. Police arrested Myers and now has a court date for the misdemeanor.
They're not focusing on the crimes that I think they should be focusing on. That hour the cops spent out there with me, and that hour and a half I was down in the magistrate's office could have been spent somewhere else.
The video store Myers rented the movie from is no longer in business. Myers' court date is set for late April, and he says he hopes it will be dismissed. Most of the day was filled with showers, but will our weekend stay the same?
And is the future looking bright for some of our Ball State football players?
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
One international student will be spending this holiday weekend celebrating Easter a little differently than what she's used to. NewsLink Indiana's Seth Beiswinger has the story.
Rabbits, eggs, and church services. All things that are very custom to Americans that celebrate Easter. But for German exchange student Lisa Tao, she will be spending Easter in America for the first time.
So I will spend my Easter with my friendship family, which is an American family. And I'm looking forward to it because I have people to be with, and I honestly don't really know much about American Easter, just like you have Easter eggs for Easter hunts for kids. So I'm actually excited, like what do people eat? Do they have like specific lunch or dinner? How do they decorate the house?
she holds dear with her family back home in Germany. Some of these practices would seem different to some Americans, like Junior Connor Sink, who tries to celebrate with his family every year.
Year kind of varies for me for Easter, but this year what we're doing is going to a place on Saturday night. I'm going to a place called Hollyhock Hill with all my family. We're going to go and celebrate there. And then possibly I might be sleeping over and waking up and going to church with my parents.
For Tao, she will be hoping to enjoy her Easter holiday even if it's not as long as she's used to. In Muncie, I'm Seth Beiswinger, NewsLink, Indiana.
Tao and other exchange students will be spending this holiday weekend with the friendship families, which they are matched with at the beginning of the year. Well, David, it has just been pouring all day long. I have not had any chance to enjoy these high temperatures.
I seriously cannot tell you how many puddles I've stepped in today. Natalie, could you please tell us what is in the forecast for later?
Sure. As of right now, believe it or not, we are actually above average for our temperatures in this time of year. Currently, right now in Muncie, it is 57 degrees, and we're one of the higher temperatures throughout Indiana, with Kokomo being at 55, and Indianapolis as well being at 55, and Lafayette the lowest at 52 degrees. If you take a look outside, you can see the sidewalks and the roads are all wet from raining all day today, as it still is currently, with winds going at 15 miles per hour out of the west. And take a look at our radar. It looks like things are going to clear up this evening. The final little strip has passed us, so hopefully no more rain, because all of the rain is pushing up towards the north, towards Cleveland area, along with some sleet and snow showers up in the Chicago area that will hopefully miss us. As you can see, the big stretch of storms did stretch throughout the whole United States down into the Louisiana, Atlanta area. And if we take a look at our precision cast, looking into the future, it looks like it'll be foggy and cloudy tonight and into the morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, there'll be sunny skies and no more clouds in the area, hopefully. And tonight we have our temperatures at 37 degrees, with a small chance of showers. And for tomorrow, the clouds will clear away and it'll be partly sunny with a high of 51 degrees. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, as you can see, the temperatures will drop down to 51 degrees tomorrow, but they'll head back up into the 60s for Saturday and Sunday for Easter Sunday. As for Monday, we will see more showers and more storms and lows of 41 degrees. And throughout Wednesday and Thursday, we will see the temperatures go back up into the mid-60s, along with more storms on Thursday of next week.
Natalie, I just can't wait for those warm, sunny days at the end of the week, and all these clouds this weekend. It's a shame for this time of year.
You know, hopefully the Easter hunts and all that will actually be outside this year for a more traditional feel, but you know, can't really know.
Okay, the #1 ranked men's volleyball team is coming to Muncie, but how does Ball State have an advantage?
And after the CIT quarterfinal last night, find out what's coming up next for men's basketball team.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Raven Brooks with sports. Today, Ball State hosted Pro Day for former Cardinals. Athletes prepare themselves for the 40-yard dash as family and friends enter the vicinity ready to support them. Some of them, such as Ball State senior Krista Hammond, girlfriend of Jordan Williams, were more excited about today's events than the players themselves.
Yeah, I think I'm more nervous than he is. Yeah, I couldn't eat this morning. My stomach is doing butterflies right now, but he's doing really well. So I'll take all the nerves for him. So yeah.
Williams has been preparing for this day since he graduated in December.
I was in Miami from December until the end of February, and then I came here and did a little work on campus and went down to St. Vincent's down in Indy and worked out there for the past couple weeks. So it was a lot of grinding going on.
Even though Williams is a little bit nervous about today, he still views this opportunity as a blessing. The NFL Draft will be Thursday, April 28th. The men's volleyball team has a full schedule ahead of them as they take on two foes in the MIVA this weekend. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., the Cardinals will go up against Ohio State, who is currently #1 team in the country. On Saturday, seniors will be recognized as they face McKendree. Ball State improved to the #9 ranking, which is a step up from last week. Brendan Sarrain leads the team with 205 kills, including a season-high 22 kills in last Sunday's action against UC Irvine. The Cardinals had a chance to extend their season but fell short to Columbia in the CIT last night, ending their season at 21-14. Freshman forward Trey Moses scored a career-high 15 points, while Franco House had 12 points and 6 rebounds, according to the NCAA. Ball State had the fourth largest turnaround record-wise. The Cardinals won a share of the MAC West Division with 10 wins and 8 losses. The Cardinals will graduate 4 seniors this year. Head coach James Whitford says they've had one of the best seasons and is very proud of his team. So what do you guys think of the Pro Day? There were more than half of the NFL team today.
For me, I know Jordan Williams personally. He went to North Central, and I went to a charter school around the area, so I'm very proud of his success. So we really do wish him well in the NFL draft.
All right, and how do you feel about men's basketball coming to an end, guys?
You know, I hate to see the end of the season, but it seemed like they fought really hard all season long, and you know, it's always good to see our guys try and work hard.
There's another way to fill up some free time over spring break.
And rain won't be the only thing falling this week. More when we return.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brittany Ehrman, and this is your entertainment news. There are many visual arts programs coming up next week at Cornerstone Center for the Arts. Most of them will be much like the Spring Break Arts Camp that happened today, and these programs teach much more than just art. Children from the age of 9 through 12 spent their morning building bridges and homes with toothpicks and gumdrops. Their designs, colorful and clever. Cornerstone's Jesse Irwin says art does more for children than they realize.
It enriches their experiences and introduces them to new things. And when a child is introduced to new things, as an adult, they're not going to be that afraid to do new things.
In the next project, building something out of paper towel rolls in groups.
Think about bridges, think about skyscrapers.
While teaching teamwork and creativity. Helping hands came from every direction as this group put their ideas together. But 11-year-old Hayden Lee says sometimes it was hard to agree.
Everybody had different ideas, and then we all agreed on a tank, but then the names were all different, and it was really hard.
But it all came together. The finished product, the X tank, which symbolizes hard work. And Lee says she learned the importance of teamwork.
Once we all agree, everybody's putting more work into it, so it gets done faster.
This was the last day of the Spring Break Arts Camp, but there will also be a Summer Arts Camp. You can also visit their website at cornerstonearts.org for more information on visual arts programs happening next week. The Cornerstone Center of the Arts will also host a workshop about women in Indiana on March 28th at 6 p.m. The program will tell the story of women in Indiana's bicentennial history using maps. The workshop will focus on issues affecting education, employment equality, and more. Historic photographs and diaries will also be included. The workshop is free and open to the public. Criminal Minds is losing one FBI special agent. Shamar Moore is officially leaving the show after 11 seasons. Moore played Agent Derek Morgan since the show first started, but he wants to leave to focus more on his wife and baby. Moore told E! News, quote, "I just spent 11 years with a group of people, and it's a weird thing to walk away from." He finished by saying, quote, "But I did it on my own terms and in the right way." Moore is the first original cast member to leave the show since 2008. Rain has been falling from the sky all day, but on Sunday it will be raining Easter eggs instead. A helicopter will be at the Southside Church of Nazarene dropping Easter eggs this Saturday. Kids aged 1 to 12 can participate in the egg hunt for free. There will also be a bouncy house at the church. The helicopter drops the eggs at 12 p.m. Children are encouraged to bring their own grocery bags and start searching for their candy-filled eggs at 1. And that is all I have for your entertainment news. I'm Brittany Ehrman. Back to you at the news desk.
Well, we can see those eggs raining from the helicopter. Can we see any other kind of rain? Natalie, let's take one final look at weather.
I think the rain is going to be done for now. The sky should be cleared up tonight, as you can see. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it should be partly cloudy with mostly sun. There are chances for a little bit of rain on Sunday, though, leading into Monday. But hopefully you'll be able to get all of your Easter egg hunts in before the rain comes in.
And that's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch Monday night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
You didn't read our story.